Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions. You are watching I Watch You Watch, and I am covering today one of my favorite shows, Zatima. Season 4 is finally back. I'm covering episodes 1 and 2. Oh, thank God the drought is over. But I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Thank you. Please, in support of me, like this video. Also subscribe if you are new to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you can leave your comments below. Now let's dig on into these episodes. Okay, so you know we're back, and we had a very riveting cliffhanger where we saw that possibly Fatima got hit. All right, so the dude fired his gun, and it was towards Fatima's direction. And we see that Fatima is on the floor. Zach runs over to her, thinking that she got shot. She didn't. She slipped, and now she's sore. We know that she is carrying precious cargo. The dude that shot at her ran out. We find out that Jeremiah had stole something from the dude. I couldn't remember exactly what actually happened, but anyways, at this point, everybody is on Jeremiah in regards to how he is, and Nathan and Tony, they were like, no, we can't really keep on defending you or protecting you from Zach. You keep putting us in these predicaments and all that stuff. And the police have been called. At this point, Zach is ready to attack Jeremiah. He wants to kill him, but they stopped him. He didn't really put a hand on Jeremiah, and thank God, because he would have just been in jail, and there's no reason as to why that actually should happen. I understand Zach's emotions, because everywhere he looks around, Jeremiah's there effing up his life. I get it, you know. They end up getting Fatima to the hospital. Her blood pressure is up, all that good stuff, and I'm sorry, I was looking for something. The doctors ended up getting it down, and they have her, you know, if she doesn't keep herself calm in the future, they're going to have to put her on bed rest and all that good stuff. Da 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 da. Well, at this point, she's just making different options for herself. She has a long talk with Zach, because Zach just feels like he needs to protect her in this way, as far as like he needs to go after the guy that shot at her, and also for Jeremiah and all that good stuff. And she's like, look, just let it go. Cause he's like, you keep trying to tell me to forgive Jeremiah, da 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 da. And basically, it's just not worth it. So that's why she's like, it's just not going to work in this way. So Zach does calm down and just says, you know, I really need you. I don't need you around in a jail cell, da 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 da. I mean, we just went through this last season, so let's not do this again. So anyways, Angela wasn't responsible for getting people out of the Taylor's home and all that good stuff, da 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 da. Jeremiah, was he taken away, or did he run away? I think the cops took him away. Next thing you know, the single white female, I'm trying to remember her name right now. Is it Leslie? With her crazy tail? She comes by the Taylors and asking about Fatima, and then she's giving little details as if she's just on the up and up on what Fatima's got going on. And Angela's looking at her crazy, like, okay, but not really seeing the craziness out of her. But she was looking for Fatima, but didn't know what was going on. So anyways, now from the point of in the hospital, we have jumped forward 4 months ahead. And at this point, Fatima got the curly jet black hair. Like, I don't know, do y'all call it Bob? Ladies, can y'all say that? But I mean, it's pretty short, you know. But anyways, and she got the baby bump. And both Zach and Fatima, they are just having little petty arguments, as a couple would usually do. And she's griping at him about taking out the trash and getting the laundry. He was like, you know, I don't really can do laundry that well, but he'll get the garbage together. And he's trying to put this crib together. I'm glad that they, on this show, stayed true to nature, because remember, Zach wasn't that good in putting a baby bed together. So I said, cool, cool, cool. So I think these writers are trying to stay consistent a little bit more. Even it has felt like Zatima was in a different universe than Sisters, but they're kind of now coinciding a little bit more. Yeah. But I'm happy that they're more. That Fatima has her baby bump, and they're just more focused on them and the daily gripes. Of course, every couple has them. Next thing you know, somebody comes to the door, and Zach has been served, and it's processed. It's papers from Heather, who is his baby mama, Michael's mother, aunt, who wants full custody, and she feels that both Heather and Zach are unfit parents. And she might have an argument as far as some of that violent video that went viral is probably going to be their golden ticket as to try to get Michael away. Now, I just need to know if somebody listening to social media, because someone did suggest that I think that Michael should just go away. I disagree, because in the care of Zach and Fatima, Michael has gotten so much peace. Michael has been the one, he's now verbal. He was nonverbal after being terrorized by his mama, neglectful, and the boyfriend. And I don't know, I think that he's shown much of progress, and I think they need to leave that baby alone. That's just my opinion. But y'all can tell me what y'all think about that. Move on over to Angela. Angela got a bob in her pink. Bryce comes over. Bryce always just don't have all that confidence. How are you a freak and don't have no confidence? Like, always talking, yeah, maybe. Stop it. Oh, and Angela is going to be singing the dude from last season, the light-skinned dude with all the good hair. He was on the Have a Have-Nots towards the end of the series. But Angela prefers to stay single and just go out there and mingle. Anyways, Bryce was able to wipe the internet clean of all of the pornographic stuff. And she thanked him for it. Something that Fatima's ex, what is his name? Malachi. What's his name. Now, you know, Malachi is on Beyond the Gates. Do y'all watch that? I do. If you do, I do have a weekly review. It comes out either on Saturday or Sunday. Probably later, because this week, Beauty in Black just came out today. So I'm going to be reviewing that as much as I can of all the episodes that we're getting. So anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah, so he was able to get that done. Angie was more appreciative of him for doing that, and now asked him to stay to have lunch, because before she was making lunch for herself. He was kind of imposing, thinking he was going to get lunch. No, that was for me. But now she's ready to make him lunch and all that good stuff. And then he thought that he wanted to push the line a little bit and started saying, you know, maybe I need to get my spend the night bag. Bryce, chill. Oh gosh. Belinda thinks that she deserves a second chance. She doesn't know how to really talk to Fatima, you know. Y'all know how I feel about Belinda, and there is no second chances. Not to the lengths that you were going to try to break up my relationship. No, there aren't any second chances. Angie was like, look, just keep trying. Because she was up at the hospital and wanted to see her. She didn't get to see her, I don't think. But anyways, she was encouraging Zach to really off Jeremiah and all that good stuff. But let me see what else was happening in this episode. Or episodes. Of course, we get a scene with Jasmine, or is her name Deja? Deja wants to call Fatima big. Deja, as if last season you weren't wearing all these big coats and hiding behind stuff because of the stuff that you got going on in your personal life. Like, we can really go in on you, Miss Jasmine, but we won't. We're going to stick to it, to Deja. So, yeah, but now you can tell that she had her baby, but we know that Jasmine is pregnant again. Yeah, yeah. That was a little short scene. Fatima goes to yoga with Angie, and she tells Angie about what's going on with Zach being served, and she's like, well, maybe he should go off with them, da 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 da, just for a clean start. And she's like, no. Zach did have a real conversation. He was like, it just seems like when I go one step forward, it's always two steps back and all this stuff. He's been taken out of my life so many times. It's just like, I don't even know if Michael wants me to be his father, da 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 da. Fatima was encouraging him, like, look, it's been unfair. It wasn't your fault in regards to this, Just stand strong and all that good stuff. Later on, he talked with Preston about his situation. Preston said that, he's got a good lawyer. She's an ex. And Zach was like, well, you better make sure that Deja doesn't find out about that, And he was like, I don't want them problems, da 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 da, even though they're not officially dating or whatever. They've just been talking. We got, what's the other girl's name? Lady's name, I shouldn't say girl. Connie. Connie's getting chemo treatments, but the doctor wants to up the dosages. She said that she doesn't really have anyone that she could really rely on to help in this situation, and she ends up calling Zach. It seems a little bit weird and odd to him as to how she's contacting him, but she just wanted to check in and all that stuff. When really she should be just like, hey, this is what I got going on. And I think that she do. I mean, the Zach Attack crowd, they love her, and I wish she was just a little bit more open to other people helping her out. I hate that that's happening to her. Tony, y'all. Tony got a body. In the first episode, it was suggested that something didn't happen because he was talking about acting like he had experience as far as offing somebody. Second episode, he's got this cash. And then the owner of the barbershop, I forget his name. What is his name? Hopefully I find it. Sorry. What is his name? I know it's not like Tyrone. Mr. Tyrone. He catches him taking this money out. And he's like, well, you stealing from your own shop? He's like, no, it's not that. Da 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 da. And he won't tell him what's going on and da 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 da. Tony goes and drops off some money. Tyrone knows about the situation. If you remember at the barbershop, someone came in and they were trying to rob him. And then we heard some gunshots and we heard nothing about what was going on. So then he dropped some money off at somebody's apartment, just at somebody in the project, a woman. It looks like he's trying to atone for what he has done. So I don't know what that's all about, but I guess we will figure it out really soon. Did anybody else have any story? No, that's pretty much it. But we're on a great ride. I can't wait to see what this season holds for us. Only got 2 more episodes of Sisters. Please stay tuned. You can watch that review. And again, wait for Beauty and Black reviews this weekend. I'm gonna try to be done no later than Wednesday with all the episodes that they do have for part A of season 2. So we shall see if I get it done. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like, comment, share, and is that all I need you to do? Subscribe too. Until the next one, peace.